Hey everyone, I'm Julianne Hough, and I'm so honored that you guys are all here and willing to put yourself out there and take this class. I just want to say a special thank you to Artificial People for being a beacon of light and hope during this crazy time and putting this together. I obviously stand with the gay community, with people of color, and I believe that the future is happening right now, and we all need to step into it with compassion and love. And without further ado, I want to introduce you to Mike Munich, our Kinergy guide, who's going to be leading you through a 30-minute Kinergy class. I hope you guys enjoy, feel self-expressed, and get ready to move. Mwah! Love you guys.
Hey, what is up? My name is Mike Munich. Thank you so much for joining us today for the Kinergy segment of Artificial People's Digital Pride Festival. So just to give you a little taste, a little intro of what we're about to get into, Kinergy is a movement-based fitness and wellness experience. So I am going to be guiding you on a journey through the elements. So we're going to start by grounding and getting into earth. We're going to ignite that fire. We're going to swim in the water. And then we are going to have a huge cathartic release in air. Just know that there is no way to get this right because you can't get it wrong. So people get intimidated that I'm not a dancer, I can't learn choreography. This is not about that. We are moving in a way that is authentic and natural for your body. So however that want to manifest through you, live in that joy because nobody's watching. This is an experience purely for you and for your spirit. So there are 3 key components to the Kinergy method. The first is breath. The breath will be changing with each movement. I will cue you on the different breaths. It is one of the most important parts of the method. So if you can't latch onto the movement, if you don't know what's happening, if you get lost, just go back to that breath. The next is movement, which I will be guiding you through. And the third component is visualization. So I want you to dip into that joyful, childlike feeling of play and let your imagination run wild. Like, jump off rainbows, ride unicorns through cosmic dolphins, like in the stratosphere. Whatever it is for you, go with it. Just let yourself be uninhibited. So this class to me is particularly special because this is my first Pride class. This is Kinergy's first Pride class. So my intention for this class is exactly that, is unadulterated, radical self-acceptance and pride in authenticity. Pride for every facet of who you are. So I want you to go ahead, rub your hands together, start generating some heat. Go ahead and pull those hands apart. You're going to feel the vibration and just plug into that feeling. Close your eyes and slowly arrive in your body. Go ahead, take those hands, rub them together again, get that heat going. Go ahead, rub them on your body to wake up that life force. This is how you know you're alive. This is the force that keeps your heart beating, that keeps you breathing. And as you plug into that, just slowly sway. This breath is going to start in through the nose, out through the mouth. Let this be your warm-up. Shake off the week, shake off the day, shake off the quarantine, the news, the politics, the opinions. This is your moment to simply be. We're going to open our heart to the sky. Ha! And as you come up, you're inhaling through that nose to exhale through the mouth. Don't be afraid to make some sound. Ha! Emotion is energy in motion. And it needs to be expressed through movement and sound. Heart open. Now we're going to plug into that feeling of earth. I want you to scoop that earth energy up with your hands and shoot it down on the exhale. So inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And as you plug into this energy of earth, what does the earth beneath your feet feel like? Is it smooth? Is it rocky? Is it grass? Is it sand? And with that exhale, I want you to visualize roots shooting through all four corners of your feet, wrapping through that earth, whatever texture is beneath you. Going 100 miles per hour, those roots are growing to wrap into the center of the earth. And as they wrap the center of the earth, feel that magma, that lava that's at the core. Float those arms up.
Earth.
Let your legs and your feet support you. And this is where we're gonna start to ignite that fire. So I want you to visualize the earth beneath your feet cracking open. Those roots you just established, sucking all that fire up and holding it right here in your solar plexus. And now we're gonna dance. And picture the fire in front of you as you fan the flames, becoming one with the fire. Fire is purifying. This is our passion, our creativity. And what is the fire telling you? What message does it have for you today? Now I want you to grab the fire and throw it to the sky, making supernovas, because that's what you are. That's what we are. Grabbing that earth fire, throwing it into the sky, and letting those stars dance with the sun as you remain firmly planted on the earth. Pull that fire into the hips, harnessing that sun energy. 2 more, nice and slow. So now we're living purely in the fire. This is when the breath changes. In through the nose, out through the nose. Seal the lips. Don't lose that breath. 4 pumps out, 1 pump down. Here it is from the side. Make sure to utilize those lats. Use the resistance of your body. Hey! Dance this out like you are tribal around the campfire. Again, being the flame. Here we go, pump it out. Woo! Ha! Ooh! Dance it out.
Beyond the beat. Fire.
Where can you push beyond your self-imposed limitations? Your limitless potential. And when you harness this fire, that is your motivation, your drive. Last one, throw it up with a scream. Ha! Whoo! The breath is gonna change again here.
Water.
Back to in through the nose, out through the mouth. The exhale with an O. This is a cooling breath because we are gonna go swimming in the tropics. So as we bring in that water energy, feel the resistance and the support of the water. Here we go. Step it out. And use that imagination here to see all the dolphins and the whales and the fish swimming alongside you. Because we are all one. No matter what color, shape, or size, we've got the same life force running through all of us. Now we're gonna swim it up using this wave here to disrupt our emotional field. This is where we cut through our old patterns, our limiting thoughts. And as is everything with life, water is a wave, so let it ripple through your body.
Fire.
Release it. with one exhale before we get back into this fire. This breath changes again. Seal the lips, in through the nose, out through the nose. You know this one. And I want you to get just a little bit lower than you did last time. Let this one be your warrior. Woo. Dance it out. Here we go, pumps. Now I want you to stamp that fire in front of you. Putting your feet right in the flames. It can't burn you. It's a part of you. Feel that heat rise, pump it out. You got this. What do you do when it gets tough? And what could you do instead? Woo! Now, immediately plant your feet. Stillness. After all that movement, it's going to be uncomfortable. Sit in the discomfort. Close your eyes. Change the breath. In through the mouth, out through the mouth at a rapid pace. Eyes closed. This breath is chaotic. It's disruptive. As you feel your feet firmly planted, plug into that energy of earth again. Let the gravity take you down. Feel the support in your legs. Feel your muscle fibers crystallizing with the earth. Now we're gonna bring in the fire. Holding it in the hips. Feel the flames rising through the bottom of your feet, through your legs, containing it here in your solar plexus. Make it a little bit bigger. And as that fire starts to rise, we bring in the water. Imagine a portal over your head, opening a cosmic waterfall. Now air. Let this get faster. Let this get disruptive. It doesn't matter that it doesn't match the music. Not everything in your life has to be in perfect harmony for you to be able to move forward. And now, release it. And plug back in to that stillness, that remembrance, and that knowing of who you are. Keep your hands with your palms facing me in a vulnerable, receiving position. It can be so hard, so difficult for us to receive the things for which we're asking so often. That is the block. We know what we want, but we're afraid of getting it. We're afraid of receiving it. As a queer community, all we want is love. We have been fighting for equality. We have been fighting to proclaim that love is love. And that is a truth. That is a universal, cosmic truth. Love is love. That's all that matters. And now I want you to put one hand on your heart, one hand on your stomach. Keep those eyes closed and check in with your body. Are you willing to receive love? Where in your life have you been swatting it away? Maybe you have trouble receiving compliments. Maybe your family drives you crazy. Maybe it's difficult to say I love you to the people that you love. Maybe it's hard to love yourself. And with that hand on your heart, I want you to shoot love through your left hand into your heart. And I want you to receive it back through your right hand. And feel that energy current, feel that love coursing through your body. That's what you're made up of. This is who you are. And I want you to go ahead and switch those hands. Right hand on the heart, left hand on the stomach. Shoot that love out of your right hand into your heart. Receive it with your left. And just say thank you. Thank you, body, for letting me move. Thank you, mind, for getting me to show up today. Thank you, spirit, for being the essence of love. I want you to go slide those hands around your body and give yourself a giant hug. Tuck your chin and just say, I love you. I'm proud of you. And as you plug into that feeling of pride, as we celebrate Pride Month, the 50th anniversary of the first Pride, just give yourself an even tighter squeeze and find all the things in your life that you're proud of. Your queerness, your accomplishments, your failures, everything that you can be proud of, everything that has shaped you and made you who you are today. And as you feel that, I want you just to start expressing your body wherever feels good. Maybe you're voguing, maybe you're pumping it out like Honey Boo Boo, maybe it's a twerk. I don't know your life, but I want to, and I know you are loved, I know you are amazing, I know you are incredible, and I know that you are proud. And just dance it out. We might not be able to go to Pride festivals this month, but that doesn't mean it's gonna slow us down. It doesn't mean that we don't have something to celebrate. And I want you just to laugh. Just laugh at yourself. Maybe it's fake. Maybe it doesn't feel real. That's okay. What's going to happen is it's going to become real. And just remember that. Remember this feeling. Remember this expression. You are perfect, whole, and complete exactly as you are. And that's worth celebrating. And as you dance, just bring it back to the sway. And just feel yourself in this new space. Feel yourself fully integrated mind, body, and spirit. I want you, just one more time, to put your hands on your heart, one hand on your stomach. Feel that life force. Feel your heartbeat. That heartbeat is what connects all of us, because without it, we're not here. So feel that heartbeat under your hand, and feel the heartbeat of the earth under your feet. Feel the heartbeat of the universe floating in the air. And lastly, I want you to open those eyes. I want you to get fired up, and you want to say, I am proud. I am motherfucking proud to be me. Say it again. And maybe say it one more time. And then I'm going to be over here feeling all of it because I'm motherfucking proud. And I'm proud of you guys for showing up. Thank you so much for spending the day with me. All right, artificial people, happy Pride. LA Pride, we have one of my favorite guides. I mean, they're all my favorite, but Rebecca, I'm obsessed with her, and she is joining us here from Chicago. So she's the only guide that does not live here in LA. Otherwise, she would have been right here teaching me this class with me. So Rebecca, is there anything you want to say to the community?
Yes, it is an honor and a joy to be here with you. And yes, I put the L in LGBTQ. I am so proud and so just ready to share magic and answer some questions and just vibe and love in this moment in time with everyone. So thank you for being here and just holding space with and for us.
Oh, I felt that. That gave me chills. Just seeing your face. Rebecca and I haven't been in the same room together since like March, and it's not okay for me.
Same. Unacceptable. About to change though, post-pandemic.
That's right. That's right. But we are proud. We are proud to be doing this. We are proud to be here with you guys. And let's get to some questions.
Yes, absolutely.
So let's see. The first question here is from Marion in Dallas, Texas. She said, I joined you guys for Oprah and loved it. How do I get more Kinergy?
Well, we
I
have.
think you have an answer for that.
Yes. So first I would go to www.kinergy.com and just peek around. You can create a profile and sign up for classes. Right now we have them Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then they are catered to different parts of the body, but we call them like earth fire or water. And then on Saturday, it's the full 45-minute class, which is led by Julianne. And the guides will lead you on Monday, Wednesday, Friday with more classes to come. But right now it is just as simple as that and very easy to access. Like I said, kinergy.com, or go to Instagram, follow us there, and just be on the journey with us. Everything is changing and evolving. So just stay in conversation with us, contact us. We listen. So we want to be there with you and for you. And we just have that simple place to start. So Kinergy on Instagram, kinergy.com, come move with us.
Yes. And all of the guides, there are 10 guides plus Julianne. We all love fielding your questions. We love connecting with the community. So if there is something you want to know, reach out to us. We are happy to explain the method, the philosophy, the elements, anything that you need.
Always.
Let's see.
Always.
Ooh, I love this. As gay leaders at Kinergy, what do you want to bring to the LGBTQ community? This is from Chris in San Francisco.
Oh, go ahead. You start.
I'm emotional just thinking like healing. I want to bring healing to the community because I think as marginalized people, as oppressed people, what we have learned is that to assert power and control, we need to oppress others because that's how power and control is asserted over us. So unfortunately, the way that manifests within our community is we have so many subcultures, which I know you're all familiar with. I don't have to explain it to any of you. The lesbians and the gays are separate. The trans community is separate. And we have learned that we assert power by marginalizing other queer people in our own communities. So for me, I really want to just abolish the labels and just unite as a full community, as queer, as every expression falls under this one umbrella instead of trying to label ourselves and define ourselves in other way. And I think there's such monumental healing that can come from that. And the other healing that I'm really wanting to invoke and inspire in others is sexual healing, because we have been shamed for our sexuality. And then we overcompensate for that. Either we're afraid of sex altogether, or so many, I know gay men at least, are super promiscuous and running around. And like, what we want is love. We're looking for love. We're looking for connection. We're looking for intimacy. But the irony is that we don't get those things in the way that has become so commonplace, like Grindr and the apps and just the random anonymous sex. And maybe that's not what you want, but I deeply believe that underneath that is so human for us to want those things. And I think that looking at our sexuality, because it used to be a political statement, like a man having sex with another man was a fuck you to the institution, to the government who said it was illegal. And now here in America, we don't have that anymore. It's not illegal. We have equality mostly, and we don't need to operate from that place anymore. So that's the healing that I'm really wanting to bring to the community.
Oh, I love that. And I second it. And then just to tag on a little bit to that is permission. Permission to have a space wherever you are in your, coming out journey or your acceptance journey or your, being and speaking your truth. I think that, our authenticity is also held by our accountability to be able to be who we are and have a space to feel safe, to heal, to have mentors, to be able to talk to someone. That permission to heal wherever you are is so important. And I think there's this point where you're either not out or you're out, right? And we don't really acknowledge that space in between. And so I think Kinergy is also honoring that space between, right? We're honoring you to get you to that space where you can be your most authentic self. So we're here with and for you. We're here to heal, here to give permission, and here to love.
Yes,
Beautifully said.
Love for everyone. And
Yes.
I love that authenticity is vulnerability. And something Rebecca says all the time that I love so much is that when we stop living in pattern, we can live in purpose.
Oh,
Which is
magic.
I think, something we don't talk about as queer people is there is a space in between coming out and authenticity. And for some people, it's really short. For some people, they live their entire lifetime, without fully landing in their authenticity, because we don't get educated on what it means to be gay. We have to figure it out. And there's no other demographic on the planet that has to come out.
Right.
So
And no other
proclamation we make.
Right. And you can't physically see gayness, right? And if it can be in a form of expression expression is expression. That doesn't mean anything in terms of a label. So I think it's just something that we really have to step into with courage, authenticity, vulnerability, and then, heal from having to do that because of what we get the kickback from it. And sometimes, so yeah.
And something I always say is that us as queer people, we are a race that transcends race, because just like Rebecca said, it's invisible. We have expression. You can, we all know gaydar, but it is invisible. It is not a skin color, but yeah, right. We are a race of people. And I really feel like we are an evolved race spiritually, because it is such a specific cross to bear, living this life and choosing this in this lifetime as a spirit to come in and live this expression.
Beautiful.
So
beautiful.
Oh,
I love
I'm squeezing you from over here. Okay, let's see what we have next. What message do you want to share most to our community at this time? I think we just touched on that.
Totally. I think if I had to say it in 10 seconds, you said it, what I say. If we can stop living in pattern, we can start living in purpose. We have the ability to really shift the conversation, to start a new conversation, right?
And for me, the key to stop living in pattern is twofold. One is awareness. You have to know it, you have to look at it, and you have to acknowledge it. You have to talk to it. And so the second step to that is to de-shame it, because we have these patterns for a reason. They are survival tactics that we picked up along the way, and they served us. So I also, when I look at my patterns, I thank them. Thank you for getting me this far. And then I look where they began to become problematic. And then I respect them, I honor them, I feel them in my body, because when we don't, when we feel the shame or the judgment towards that way of being, that pattern, it actually gives it more power over us. When we speak it, when we communicate, when we converse with it, it does this, and it almost implodes on itself. And so it's a tricky thing, because we don't want to be no, I'm not going to be this anymore. It's a process, not an event. And so It is a gradual thing that takes grace and ease and self-love.
Yes.
So much self-love. That is it.
Also remembering how far we have come from, those who came before us. We thank and we honor them, but now we are stepping into that space and we have to hold it so dearly and never stop fighting, because the community, that unity in community, we're also fighting for those coming after us, right? We have to, like, what are we doing if not for the people before us, and to honor them, and then to pave the way for those, that come after us. Generation after generation, we heal, we hold, and we honor. So it's imperative that that awareness is there, that it's not just the now, it's from the past moving us into the future.
Oh my God, that gave me chills. And
Yeah.
it reminded me, like, it is important to remember where we came from. It's important to remember things like Stonewall and the AIDS crisis and Harvey Milk, because without that, we wouldn't be where we were. However, it's a tricky line of remembering that without holding on to it and living from that trauma.
Right.
And so it is a balancing act. And yes, it's like the movements that we are making now for equality, for unity, for all these things are going to ripple and affect the generations to come. And it's such an amazing moment. Like, this is the first time in history that queer people have equal rights, that we have queer pop stars, we have queer storylines in mainstream film and television. It is wild. Oh,
Yeah.
All right. We've got one more question. How does Kinergy help or heal someone? I'm gonna let you take this one.
You want to start? So the first step, like Mike said, was awareness. And in order for us to heal, we have to turn inward. We really have to become aware of our awareness of self, of who we are. And so Kinergy, with the elements around us, with our imagination, we are able to tune inward, not just by talking about it, but by feeling it, by experiencing it, by honoring it, by reliving sometimes, looking deep into that trauma and becoming, starting to have a conversation of understanding to start the process of healing. So I think Kinergy really just holds that space for you to be you and everything that you are, so that you can, fully love yourself, fully trust yourself, no matter what the circumstance. So
yeah, I love that. And
you want to tack on.
Oh, I mean, I think you put it so beautifully. I just want to reiterate, like, one of the pillars of Kinergy is that it is expression, not perfection. And we are about leaning into authenticity. And by doing that, you unlock your freedom, because it's just a remembrance of who we are. We layer on all these labels and these traumas and these events and these circumstances, and we think that that defines us. And the whole process, like what Kinergy is so powerful at doing, is it is plugging into universal energy. It's plugging into the energy of the elements, the energy of ether, and the oneness and connectivity that exists amongst all of us. And so when we delayer, when we shed, that's where the healing comes. And, I've had crazy Kinergy moments in the receiving, in that ether moment after we go through air, where I don't know what's moving through me. I just know energy is moving. And Kinergy is really about energetic health. There's such a focus on physical health. We're getting into mental health, and both of those are incredibly important. But we are talking about energetic health because our bodies hold trauma. And, it's Newton's law of physics. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So emotions are energy in motion. And when we resist feeling our emotions, it gets trapped in our body. It creates illness, disease, cancer. Like, that's what manifests as these illnesses. So this is about clearing out all of that so you can just be yourself.
Exactly.
Like that permission to just be your authentic self.
Right. And to just finalize that, as you said, with our pillars, when we can connect to self, right? And that's like the first step that Kinergy honors. When we connect to ourselves, we can then relate to others, right? Because we know ourselves, so we can see other people for who they are because we know who we are. And then we can experience the world, which, as Julianne says, is love. And maybe that's another word to all of you, but then you can really exist in your pureness and exist in the world and what it's meant to be. Whatever that word is to you.
And be the change you seek, like be the
Yeah.
love that you are wanting to receive from the world, because what we get is what we give. What we give is what we get.
Yeah.
And it's all love. And I have all love for Rebecca.
I have all love for Mike, and I have all love for all of you.
And for all of you, of course.
Yeah, we're sitting here
Oh, yeah, you guys, we're just loving on each other, but we're loving on you too.
Yes. So it's just, we honor this community. We are a voice with and for you. Even if you're not out, we will love louder with you, by your energy, by who you are. We see you and we feel you and we hear you and we love you. So.
And happy Pride.
Yes.
Happy motherfucking Pride.
Yes. Much love. Love you, Bubba. Hugging you so much.
Rainbows and unicorns from here to Chicago. I love you. Thank you. Gotta go. Oh, Scott.
Oh.
Bye, baby. And thank you all for tuning in today. Happy Pride. There is going to be 2 more days of artificial programming coming up tomorrow, Friday, and on Saturday. So you can check that out at artificialpeople.com.